Good morning students. Our unit 6 staffing is going on. So today's topic of discussion is staffing process. So staffing process is that process through which our organization will appoint employees in the organization as well as perform other activities related to the training etc. of employees. So let's start the process with the first step, that is estimating manpower requirements. So first is workload analysis and second is workforce analysis. Workload analysis means determining how many and which type of employees are required in the organization. And workforce analysis means determining or calculating how many or which type of employees are presently working in the organization. Then, on the basis of workload analysis and workforce analysis, management can calculate that in total how many will be required. Like through workload analysis, management come to know that 100 employees are required in the organization. Okay. Then through workforce analysis, management come to know that 80 employees are presently working in the organization. Then by comparing the both, management will come to know that 20 are needs to be appointed more. In this way, management can calculate how many employees are required. But sometimes the process can be reversed. Like suppose 100 employees are required, but it can happen that 120 are available in the organization. In this situation, there is overstaffing. 20 more employees are working here, they need to be removed from the organization. Then your process will be ended here, because already there are 20 more employees which are not required. Then management has to remove such 20 extra employees. But if here 100 are required and 80 are available, it means this is the situation of understaffing. We have to appoint 20 more. Then we will move to the next step, that is recruitment. Recruitment means searching of the prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for job in the organization. Now, what is the meaning of prospective employees? Prospective employees means the employees who are presently not the employees of organization, but they can become employees in the coming future. So recruitment means searching of prospective employees and stimulating them. Stimulating means encouraging them to apply for job in the organization. Now what is the process of recruitment? So in the process of recruitment, the first step is identification of different sources of recruitment. So students, there are different sources of recruitment, like advertisement is there, like campus recruitment or employment exchanges are there. So management has to identify different sources of recruitment. Then they have to assess their validity. Then they have to calculate that which source will be better. They have to consider the merits and demerits of different sources, that whether advertisement will suit the organization or campus recruitment will suit. They have to check their validity. Then choosing the most suitable source, then they will choose the most suitable source. Suppose they selected that advertisement is most suitable, it means through advertisement they will invite applications. They will invite applications from the people. They will give advertisement, and in the advertisement they will give full detail about the vacancy, that there are vacancy in our organization in this department, such type of people are required, this should be their qualification, knowledge, skill, and suitable candidate apply within these days with their resume, certificates. In this way they will invite through advertisement. So this is called as recruitment, searching of the candidates and encouraging them to apply for the job. How we can encourage them? By giving them offer that you will be given attractive salary, etc. in this way. So after recruitment, the next step is selection. Now so many candidates have applied for the job. Now the best candidate will be selected through interviews and written test. So this is called as selection process, selecting the best candidate from the pool of the applicants. Means so many applicants have applied for the job, best candidate through interviews and written test will be selected. Students, selection serves two purposes for the organization. First purpose is it ensures that the organization gets best among the available candidates. Selection process ensure the organization that through so many tests etc. we will provide you best candidate from so many who have applied. And second purpose is selection enhances self-esteem and prestige of the candidate who is selected. As one or two candidates are selected from so many, it results in increase in their self-esteem and prestige and conveys to them the seriousness of the activities done in the organization. As after so many tests and interviews, a few candidates are selected. This thing conveys the seriousness of all the activities performed in this organization. So in this way, selection serves these two purposes. Okay? Ensures the organization is getting best candidate. Second, enhances the self-esteem and prestige of the candidate and convey them seriousness of the activities performed in the organization. After selection, we are going to move to the fourth step, that is placement and orientation. Placement means appointment of the selected candidate on the post for which he is selected. Now the person will join the organization under the fourth step. And orientation. Orientation means introduction of the newly appointed employee with his superior, his junior as well as his colleagues. And he will be familiarized with the rules and policies of the organization. This is called as orientation. After placement and orientation, next step is training and development. Now, if there is any need of giving training, then training will be given to the newly appointed person. Training means an increase in the knowledge, skill and abilities of a person related to a specified job. So by training, his abilities, knowledge and skill are improved. And development means overall growth of the employee. Improvement in the overall personality of the employee. So now employee's overall personality, his way of communication as well as his personality is improved through different workshops and seminars. So here after training and development, next step is performance appraisal. Performance appraisal means evaluating the performance of the employee by comparing his actual performance with the predetermined standards. So in the performance appraisal, whatever performance is given by the employee is compared with the task which is given to him. In this way, his performance is checked. Next step is promotion and career planning. Now, if the employee actual performance is good, then he will be given promotion. This is called promotion and career planning. After that, the last step is compensation. Compensation include all types of pay and rewards given to the employees. Employees are given two types of compensation. First is direct financial payment and second is indirect payments. So direct financial payments includes salaries, wages, increments, bonus or commission given to the employees. These direct payments can be time based or performance based. Time based means they can be given their salary on daily basis, weekly, monthly or annually. And performance based means they will be given wages and salaries on the basis of the units manufactured by them. So in this way, direct financial payments are given to employees. Second is indirect payments. Indirect payments includes different facilities given to employees like medical facility, insurance facility, rent-free houses given to the employees, vacations. So these are the indirect payments. Yes, students, the compensation plan designed by the organizations depends on some factors like legal factors, trade union, company policy and equity. On the basis of these four factors, compensation plan is designed. So here students, your staffing process is completed. So in the staffing process, we have discussed 8 steps. First is estimating manpower requirements. It includes two analyses, workload analysis and workforce analysis. Second is recruitment, means searching of the qualified candidate. Then selection, selecting the best. Fourth is placement and orientation, joining and introduction. Next is training and development. Next, performance appraisal, evaluation of their performance. Then promotion and career planning. And last is compensation, decision about their wages, salaries and increments. So students, here your staffing process is over. I hope all the points are clear to you because the process is very interesting and simple. Even then, if you have any doubt, you can discuss with me right now. Thank you, students.